Yeah, it's a film that takes place on a course for people with fear of flying, and it's like a group therapy about quite colorful characters in London, and their final sort of test is a flight, an experience flight to Iceland, but as may be expected, the flight goes really, really bad, and they're sort of stranded and have to, find their courage to go back to London. The concept came from that there is someone in my family who suffers from this problem, and that person went to take one of these courses, and I thought to myself, yeah, that is a quite good premise. It's a really kind of intense situation that could be fun, but also, touching, to sort of, expose these vulnerabilities of the characters and of the human being.
Well, Charles is the instructor of the Fear of Flying course, but he was never supposed to be. He's supposed to be the number 2. But an accident happens to the number 1 instructor, and so he becomes the number 1 instructor and kind of has to, he's a man full of great ideas, but who's always taken comfort in that, in his ideas over his sort of application of his ideas. And so then he's sort of put to the test and kind of has to find his way to give comfort to people when he himself needs comfort, and I suppose he has to go on a journey to be able to admit that to himself, get the comfort that he needs in order to be able to support the people that he can support, because of course he does actually have the resources to be able to lead and instruct this group of people, but he doesn't necessarily have the courage to enact his truth, and he finds it along the way with the help of everybody, because all the other characters, they too have to get to a place where they can own their fear, right? They can admit to their fear, but they can't necessarily own their fear. And when each person is able to do that, then they become stronger and they become united and they succeed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly afraid of dying, and this film is about that. And it's a kind of an existential, comedy, if you will. And I guess that we're all like, at some point, during our day, there are some thoughts that are not wanted and keep upsetting us, and it's about letting go of that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm chronically anxious, but well, life, there is a lot of things happening in life that can come and attack you at any moment in time. But, it's interesting actually, because I think that I've always dealt with my fear and anxiety by control. And I think that being an actor has always kind of allowed me to have some control over life, because I can play these characters in these stories which will have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I think that with, absolutely. And so because of that, I wanted to do this part. So I sort of lost the trail of where I was really going to go with that one, but hey, it happens.
Yeah. They all the scenes came quite naturally, because I had such a great cast and great collaboration. But I think, like for Charles's character, it was his tantrum that was I think the most meaningful for me in that arc.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that when I have seen the tantrum back, I realize how relatable the tantrum is, that we actually all want to express that. And actually just I think 2 nights ago, I was trying to get into a bar, and the man at the door wouldn't let me get into the bar if I didn't have my actual ID. I had a photocopy of my ID, but he needed the actual ID. And I said to him, I'm just going to go home, get the ID, and then show you both copies. He said, there's nothing I can do about it. And I was so furious, and I wanted to humiliate him. But I realized that the only person that was going to get humiliated in this situation was me, And this was, and again, I think to go back, actually, I think to the point that I was trying to make about the about being constantly anxious and about relating to Charles was exactly that. It's that, like, I got the catharsis, like I get to have that tantrum. I get to say to the person who says, no, you can't, what I want to anyway, you know, which is just all you want to say, but you never get to say, I told you so. Yeah. I'll say this to people, you know, like you want to have an argument with someone, with somebody, but you never get to say, I told you so. You have to push that one right down. You know, if you get your way, you're just lucky, you know.
That it's okay to feel small and just let go.
I would agree with Hadi, you know, so it's okay to be afraid, you know, and fear is a process. So you've got to go all the way through it to come out to the other side. And actually admitting really is the first step. You know, it's not the last step. And that journey can be long, and you may have to get on a plane and get stranded to achieve the rest of the steps. But if you could admit to feeling small, to feeling scared, to feeling anxious, to feeling stressed, then someone might say, me too, I can help you.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.